Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exilemagpie.
Hello!
It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. It's going to be like this. We're probably going to do one a month. It's going to be easier.
Yeah. Save you having to, like, dredge up.
Yeah, it's really stupid stuff. When
yeah.
The funny thing is that the time you know what, we'll do it once a month instead. That's when everything hits the fucking fan.
Yeah,
where we could have
the things get announced, scandals get exposed. Elon Musk gets proven to be a fake gamer.
Yeah, also does a Nazi salute, but we won't.
Yeah, we won't go there. I just find it absolutely hilarious that his ego is that fragile that he has to have someone.
I was going to have that as be one of the things that we talk about with the whole beef between him and Asmongold, but it's kind of stupid.
It is very stupid.
It's very petty and very silly, and it's just
like I'm saying, he has for being apparently the richest man in the world. His ego is so fucking fragile.
Yeah,
it is beyond comedy. It's hilarious.
So, shall we get started?
Yes, let's talk about the things we actually want to talk about.
It's been announced that Sony have cancelled up to 8 live services, 2 of which are known. One, I think, was the Horizon MMO.
Yeah, and also we know that the Last of Us was being cancelled.
But I think everybody knew that when they announced that roguelike thing that they added to the PS5 release. I think everybody knew, the multiplayer's not coming.
Yeah.
So, which, if I'm honest, if there's a game franchise that I think they could do an MMO in, I think The Last of Us would work.
Or
at least like a survival type.
Yeah, like an extraction
game
shooter as well,
or an extraction shooter.
But this is all conjecture. We don't. There was no real actual details of the actual game. All we ever saw was
concept art.
Concept art. But yeah, considering what happened to Concord and the fact that Sony had, I need to stop doing that with the pen. Sony had 10 live services in the works.
Yeah.
This is a good thing in the sense that you should never have your own games in competition with each other.
Yeah.
EA, who released Battlefield at the same time as... Well, no, sorry. Flip that around. Who released Titanfall 2 around about the same time as Call of Duty and Battlefield. You know, because you wanted DICE to die. Not DICE, Respawn. You wanted Respawn to die. Kind of sucks for the people that have probably worked a lot of hours on those games.
It does suck
because those people, even if some of them probably didn't want to do it or they were forced to make these live services games, no one wants to make a shit product.
Yeah,
they would have worked on it to the best of their abilities, and all that effort and work and time is
the one thing that I look at this when I saw the games that had been announced and who was working on them. They had Blue Point working on a God of War live service game.
Yeah, when you really should be throwing them at the Souls games.
Yeah, or just any remake that you want to do.
Oh hell,
they seem to be able to Give Blue Point the reins to Bloodborne 2, since you have the fucking rights to the IP.
You have the IP.
Give them Bloodborne. Let them remake Bloodborne.
Yeah. But
why are you throwing them a live service? What are you doing?
Because they're the former CEO of PlayStation.
The Jim Ryan era. Which lasted not that long.
No.
To be fair.
Thank God. Because fucking hell, if he was still here, they'd be still making those games. I'm convinced Jim Ryan is the higher up that threw so much money at Concord.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I would not be surprised if it was him.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Because it is the dumbest thing you could do, and let's all be honest, Sony are in the position they are because they have no competition. And when they have no competition, they do extremely dumb things.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
You know, forcing a PlayStation Network on a PC game.
Yeah.
Thus denying thus shortening your potential audience.
I wanna ask, who wants a God of War live service game? Who's asking for that?
No one. This is the thing.
I'm so baffled.
Like, God of War is a single player action
adventure
game. Like, why are you trying to shoehorn in multiplayer mechanics? Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, because you're not going to make a gacha out of it. There's not enough characters.
No.
And the only way you would make a gacha out of that is with armor and weapons, and that is the
no one would
be happy with that. No one buying that. So it has to be a multiplayer-esque game, and it's like, well, the problem with that is it's hand-to-hand combat. The way God of War does it, I think is probably nigh on impossible in a multiplayer setup.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way that can work intentionally the way God of War plays in a multiplayer setup. PvP.
I don't think it would have been PvP.
We are talking about Sony here.
We are talking about Sony, and they do make stupid decisions.
They do make really stupid decisions.
I just don't think it would have been PvP.
Anyway, but
I think it would have been PvE, which means most likely it's going to be a loot.
No. It would have been a PvPvE.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's what it would have been.
No.
Why? Because it's the dumbest decision they could make, and Sony at the moment are just on a roll of making
dumb decisions.
Really dumb decisions, like giving the developers of Concord
$200
million for their first game. Like, did anyone who was in charge of the finances and greenlit this? Did any of you actually look at the game?
You know what? Actually, speaking of Concord, I actually generally want to know what the selling point was for Concord, because they had to have gone in there with like concept art and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, right. So, I don't know if this is real or not, but someone leaked like potential concept art of the characters. And the concept art looks a lot better than what they actually turned out.
Oh, okay.
They're not as bulky or undefined. There's like clear, like dynamic.
Does anybody have a red flag on the manager?
No. But like the one that ends up in the big bulky armor thing.
Wish.com Space Marine armor.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, the one that ends up like that. Her armor is a lot more like body form and a lot more like streamlined.
What you would expect.
What you expect from a sci-fi shooter armor sort of thing. Like, it's still bulky in places.
They don't look like they've gone through the garbage and just put some random Tupperware on.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
They don't. Yeah, it doesn't look plastic. It looks like proper.
May I ask, was there still a trash can?
I don't know. They didn't show concept art of that, so there might have been still a trash
can.
But the thing is, if it was just that character and everyone else was there, then it would stand out because of the fact that it's a trash can.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be as bad. But
come play Concord. You can be literal trash.
But yeah, they were shown the concept art probably, and like I said, I don't know if it's actual real concept art or not. I'm just speculating because someone said it, and if it is true, the concept art looks a lot better again. But like clearly, the people who are greenlighting this as publishers of Sony, as their publishing division, clearly did not give full due diligence.
Probably not. No.
Because to be perfectly honest, when the game, I don't know whether it was a cost sunk fallacy or the fact that they were just literally fingers in ears, not listening to any feedback. But the very fact that, like, when it was announced and the moment you could tell the entire internet literally with a sigh of disappointment.
You heard when the sigh.
When they went, yeah, it's a 6v6 hero shooter, and it's like, we don't want one of those from you guys. Stop it. Because I know some people will go, but people like Marvel, and we'll get to that. The difference is that the people actually know what they're doing with Marvel Rivals.
Also, like, Marvel looked, when they showed it off, it looked good. Yeah. Concord, you had absolutely, like, the vignettes and the cutscenes that we saw of Concord, it was not giving the impression of a hero
6v6 shooter. Like Marvel Rivals from the outset, literally before they.
Oh, the first thing they showed you was gameplay.
Yeah.
So you knew exactly what you were getting from the first go.
And then, yeah, but the very fact, like, they've, I think it's the right decision to cancel the
live service,
because the very concept of a live service means that you cannot have too many of them, because they start eating each other.
Yeah.
In regards to player retention and player usage and player base, so, like, it was inevitably, but the problem is that this is the AAA gaming industry. They never do anything in mediation. They don't do things hard. They literally oversaturate the market until it dies.
Yeah.
You just look at, like,
first-person shooters.
First-person shooters. Just any. Once you got the Battle Royale.
Yeah.
The rhythm games, like Guitar Hero, Activision Blizzard, literally, very, very literally milked that game, Guitar Hero, to death. Because they were releasing the game over and over again with just like, oh, here's a sides off one, and we're going to release we're going to release it with a brand new guitar every time, and it's like, it's only been 6 months since your last game. Can you just, like, fucking give us a fucking break? God damn it! I mean, like, and it's just like, it's so fucking, like, stop
very
it.
Frustrating.
Stop it.
It's very frustrating.
Stop it. You have a good thing. Don't kill it.
Yeah. I think Sony doing this it's a step in the right direction. Because Sony, we need Sony to go back to when the PS4 came out, when they had to really when they actually had to, like,
make up for the mistakes they made with the PS3
and compete, like, generally compete.
Yeah, the problem is that they don't have any competition, so they.
I know, but the thing is,
that's the problem.
The thing is, like, if they keep going ahead with this sort of mentality that they've been doing, with these really weird decisions that they've been making, all it's going to take is. And it's not going to be Microsoft, because they don't care about the console.
And Nintendo's in their own little corner.
Nintendo's in their own little corner. All it's really going to take is somebody else to come along and just be like, yeah, well, all the things that you don't like, we're not doing.
I think what it would take is someone to bring out a PC that is able to run games as good on console for the same price as console.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a PC builder. I'm not a tech genius. I don't know how the fuck that would work. how you'd be able.
Well, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
all it's going to take is somebody else to step into the field.
Yeah, and actually give us a decent product and not treat its user base
and they'll sweep the floor.
Yeah.
Because Xbox don't, as we know, Xbox doesn't care, because apparently
Microsoft don't care about Xbox, because everything's at Xbox.
We will get to Nintendo, but apparently they want to release games on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Well, yeah. The Nintendo Switch 2, which isn't even out yet, will have a bigger player base than Xbox.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
so. Like, Microsoft aren't going to be the ones that do it.
No.
Nintendo are quite happy being the family-friendly group, and quite happy just sitting in their corner and doing what they do.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be the ones that do it.
No.
So, like, if Sony want to... Unfortunately, Sony are going to keep doing this until either one, the customer base just decides, you know what, fuck you. I'm not doing this anymore. Or somebody else comes along.
Yeah.
And I like the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I don't...
Well, we've had every single PlayStation since launch.
Yeah.
Since PS1. We had PS1. We discovered the Dinosaur series via the PlayStation 2 demo disc.
And SSX.
And SSX.
Oh, God, SSX. It's so good.
Such a good series. I got a PS3 and played Oblivion on it. It then killed my TV.
It did. Indeed.
We got PlayStation 4s, and you fell in love with Bloodborne.
Yes.
And we went through the whole bullshit scalping crap for the PlayStation 5.
And
so, I do enjoy...
Please, just somebody be competition for Sony, so that they can go back to being the company that we actually like.
Yeah, well, the company that realises they can't fucking do bullshit.
They can't just do what they want.
Yeah, like, they can't do bullshit. Like, can we get that?
Samsung, you make loads of money.
Yeah.
You make loads of money. You can do it.
You make so
we
much money.
believe in you. We believe in you. You can make a games console that can rival the PlayStation, hands down.
I mean, hell, like, Samsung makes so much money that the phone incident a few years ago was literally a drop in the ocean in their finances.
I know, everybody was like, oh my god, the phones blow up and all that, and they were like, yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. That sucks. But I've still got my golden bath that's just full of money. We're still, I've got my 18-door limousine over there.
Also, our factory's still pumping out military equipment for the South Korean army.
We've got,
it sucks. We'll fix it. Don't worry, guys.
We will fix it. I promise. We will get there. But
it's kind of one of those insignificant, like, it sucks for you
guys.
guys.
It's one of those things where you're like, we're going to punish you, okay? Oh, you're going to punish us? Yes. We're going to fine you £5 million. Oh. That's it? Oh, no, I'll just get my check. It's like the scene from Austin Powers, when Dr. Evil first comes back and he announces how much money he wants, and he goes $1 million, and everybody just laughs at him.
Yeah.
He says, that's it?
Is that all? Is that it? Well, you are fined £5 million. Oh, okay, give us 24 hours. We'll transfer it.
Don't worry.
Do you want to pay it in cash?
Fred, come here. Give us that golden credit card thing. Yeah, where's your tapping?
Yeah, Samsung are that rich. They probably do have a special card that they can pay whatever the fuck it was. We want Sony to have competition, because that's the only way Sony actually does anything.
Just anybody. Either Microsoft, can you just stop fixating on Game Pass, because it's not working. Mainly because, you're releasing games at a ridiculous loss, which, for some bizarre reason, nobody seems to be talking about. Everybody keeps going on about how good it is, and I'm just, it's good for us. It's not
short
very
term.
In the short term. But it's not very good for the developers who actually make the game.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you've just turned that hill into a fucking mountain. Anyway. Yes, it's a step in the right direction, because it means Sony are probably... I'm hoping Sony are going to go back to just making the games that they know they can do.
Yeah.
For now, I don't want Naughty Dog to go back and just give us Uncharted 6 or 5 or whatever like that.
Well, Naughty Dog are making that new...
Oh yeah, I know, but I'm a little bit... What I'm more worried about, because what I don't want is just another big cinematic fucking game with basically like Uncharted.
Yeah,
basically you've got I've just murdered 72 people.
Yeah, where the storyline...
How are you doing, Sully?
Where the storyline is very disconnected to the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I've just murdered 82 guys out there. Yeah. How was your day, Sully? Are you alright? Let's have a drink. I don't want that. If they're gonna keep it in theme like they did with the way that The Last of Us is, where it's very dark and gritty, then okay. But please do not give me an Uncharted sort of disconnect from cutscene to gameplay.
Also, like, they kind of have ended Drake's story, and it's like it wouldn't be an Uncharted game without Drake. I know they did that
DLC one, which was...
But that's fine. It's a spin-off, and it's deliberately done that way. That's fine. But, like, an actual proper, like, numbered Uncharted game, no. No, you've done Nathan's story. It's over and done with. Go on to new paths.
I would really like them to do, like, you know what? Astrobit did really well.
Yeah, give us a new platformer.
Give us a new platformer. Something like that.
I know.
I mean, hell, give it to the guys that made Astrobot.
Yeah.
You know, see what they can do.
I mean, hell, have another Astrobot game, but without all the, like, without it being an actual, you know, upfront PlayStation advert.
The thing is, I'm fine. If it wants to be a PlayStation advert, fine. Like,
I know, but
right, here's the thing. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, we should." Yeah, fine. But like that game is so good.
Yes.
I don't care that it's an advert. The other thing is, it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yes, I know, but no. What my point being is like, there's no need to make it as another.
Oh yeah, there's no need for that.
Yeah,
but it's fine. Like I don't care. Like I don't see a problem with it.
The downside is obviously the studios which have had their projects cancelled, their future is now
up in the air.
Up in the air.
Yeah.
The people who have worked a lot, probably God knows how long on these projects that have been cancelled, have potentially had all that work for nothing, which sucks so much.
Oh, the other thing is Sony give Bluepoint Bloodborne. Just give them Bloodborne, and people will forgive you for the God of War online service.
Yeah.
Okay, Sony?
Yeah, Sony, do it.
Do that.
Do it now.
But yeah, you're right. The whole thing's a fucking mess.
I do hope that, like, the work that they have done can be, like, adapted to work with newer projects, hopefully. Because then at least they get something out of it. Because for it to be all for nothing, it's just the worst feeling. Like, I don't wish to put anyone through that.
Yeah.
Except maybe Mr. Beast, but then again, that's
Mr. Beast.
That's for totally different reasons.
Apparently, he's in the running to buy TikTok.
Good for him.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, since I don't use TikTok, it won't affect me.
But I do.
Yeah, I know you do. So, all because the United States is paranoid about China.
Even though it's run by a Singapore company.
Yeah.
It's
financed by China, etc., etc.
Yeah, but it's
a lot of nuance to that. Really, we shouldn't be getting into. But anyway, I think we should move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. Right. We've got the Ubisoft absolute fucking disaster that's going on at the moment. This was at the beginning of the month. This was a rumour of like Tencent and the Guillemot family considering new venture with Ubisoft's assets.
Okay.
Now, these are all different things. This is just an article about... It's basically... So, Ubisoft obviously quietly released that NFT game, which didn't do very well. I don't know if you know about that.
No.
Oh, yeah, they released the NFT game. They actually released it.
You would have thought that the absolute failure of their NFTs in Ghost Recon would have been the hint. It's like, hey, you're spending so much money on this, you are not going to get even back 1% of what you're investing. What is wrong with you?
So there's been that, which there's not much to really talk about that. It did not do very well, obviously, because one, they didn't tell anybody they were releasing it, and two, it's NFTs. Yeah, there's not much to really go into. Now there was rumours that Tencent would be buying.
Oh, was it the NFT Assassin's Creed thing?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it and going, "This is the dumbest idea you possibly could make." but you know.
There was rumours that Tencent might be buying a more majority stake into Ubisoft.
I mean,
whether that's actually happened or not, I can't find anything.
It's all rumour and speculation.
It's all just rumour. That's why I haven't actually put up a.
I think if Tencent had actually gotten a majority stake, there would have been an actual bigger deal about it.
And there's also obviously Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed again, and they're releasing it on the 20th of February.
I believe it's the 20th of February. Yeah,
20th of February, which is not a great day for Japan.
Yeah, you're releasing a Japanese-based Assassin's Creed game on the 20th of February on the anniversary of one of their biggest terrorist attacks.
Yeah.
So
at this point now, I am generally thinking Ubisoft, because they've announced they're remaking Black Flag. They announced they're remaking Black Flag, which, to be fair, I think it's the best-selling Assassin's Creed game that they've ever done.
Their most popular.
For me personally, it's because
the thing is, you really, really, really did like the
it's not that, it's just
but also it's Black Flag is clearly a game that started off as an offshoot that they then decided to turn into a main game.
Well, no. What happened was Assassin's Creed 3 has the boat stuff.
Yeah,
as a side game, right? As like a little mini game kind of thing, and it was good. It wasn't my thing, but I get why people liked it. It was probably. To be honest, it's probably the best thing about Assassin's Creed 3, other than the fact that I think Connor gets a lot of. He's not what's the word? He's not as popular, and he gets a lot of kind of crap because you go from Ezio. To be fair, you go from Ezio.
Yeah, the problem for Connor is that he follows on from Ezio, which is still the best character in the entire Assassin's Creed series.
It's to go from that, but the thing, what people forget about Connor is that Connor's a very stoic character, and he's also extremely more brutal than Ezio is.
Which, if I remember correctly, it does fit the story that was being told in 3.
Yeah. Also, he is a Native American, so he fights a lot more like you would think a Native American would fight.
Yeah.
He's a lot more sort of I'm not gonna be like the Renaissance guy who is a bit more flashy and a little bit more light on his foot. It's brutal. It is. I'm gonna kick you in the fucking face.
It is.
And when I hit you with this axe, I'm gonna hit you with the axe so that it gets stuck in your neck and you die. That sort of point.
Yeah. Ezio's combat was more finesse.
Yeah, it was
very finesse. It was like rapiers and that sort of stuff.
Whereas, Connor's using a fucking Native American axe or the big longbow and stuff that they used.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And I think a lot of people, especially for Connor, I think that's what falls them short. It doesn't help that the story's not exactly great and it needs fucking another it needed another game, which was Rogue, to explain what the fuck happened up to that point. Black Flag. Yeah, Black Flag also. They needed a Black Flag to explain the villain in.
Yes. In 3.
In 3. That's fucking stupid.
But anyway.
But yeah, so I understand why they're doing 3. It's the same reason why Capcom did Resident Evil 2 instead of Resident Evil 1.
Yeah. Also, again, for remakes or remasters, Black Flag came originally out on the PS3 360, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, yes, there was a PS4 version. I know there was a PS4 version.
Yeah. Black Flag came out at the time of the PS4 and Xbox One release, so it released on both.
Yeah. So I would say it's it's one of those where you're it's clearly a game originally are mostly developed for the previous console.
Yeah.
And they've just made a shinier version for the new one.
It's basically like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because The Last of Us came out at the end.
I'm happy with those ones because I see there as at least a 2-generational gap between the games. I don't mind those.
But I'm now with Ubisoft with everything that's going on. I'm generally thinking, are they like, can we hold on till the Black Flag remake comes out?
The problem is that there's so much negativity.
Yeah, I know. That's my thing. Like, I don't even think
I don't think Black
Flag's going to help them.
No. Like,
also, like, are they going to go back to the combat of Black Flag?
Yeah, because a lot of
it's the actual, other than, because a lot of people talk about the boat stuff when it comes to Black Flag. Nobody actually talks about because it's old Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but the thing is also, right, is there's a few things that Black Flag has that they're more modern Ubisoft games I've seemed to have lost in regards to, like, I've seen footage of, like, the Star Wars Outlaws where the stormtroopers see you go into the bush but still don't know you're in the bush. And I'm like, but in Black Flag, if they see you go into the bush, they know you're in the bush. Yeah. Like, and they will then go in and throw you out of the bush. Like, so.
This is what I mean. Are they going to go back to how traversal and how combat is in Black Flag? I'm not talking about the boat stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing about Black Flag that everybody seems to mention. Right. Everybody talks about the boat stuff. Nobody ever talks about the other stuff.
Like, which is half the game.
And so it's like, because a lot of people are, I love Black Flag. It's such and I'm just like, I don't think you like Black Flag as much as you say
like the
you
boat.
do.
You like half the game, which is the boat.
You like the boat stuff.
I mean, granted, it does pirating better than Skull and
Bones. Yes, it does pirating very, very well. It is a fantastic pirate game.
Yeah.
It's not an Assassin's Creed game.
Which is why you don't like it.
Which is why I don't like it.
Because it's not
an Assassin's Creed game. It's like, it's the same with Odyssey.
Yeah.
Odyssey's not an Assassin's Creed game. Valhalla. Origins is okay because it does have its stealth stuff back. It does focus a lot on being stealthy and being an assassin.
Yeah.
Odyssey, on the other hand, and Valhalla, on the other side of this, they do not. They do not at all.
It is an Assassin's Creed game. It's an Assassin's game in name only.
Yeah.
And also, I think Ubisoft have themselves to blame to be in this position.
Oh yeah, they've been pushing out slop for the last
They've literally gone, we're just going to make the same game over and over and over again with a different skin, and no one's going to notice.
It's the reason why nobody bought the last Far Cry game.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, the last Far Cry games are actually pretty decent, but because it's just
the same.
It's just copy. It's basically copy and paste.
It's just this time a different skin.
Instead of having a dog, we've got an alligator.
Yeah. It's just got a different skin.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Like you are doing the exact same thing as the previous game, just the environment's different, and the items that you would collect in for no reason because it's just full of crap. They are just different items now. Like there's no. I mean, the whole thing with is it 5 the American one? 5?
3. The American one. Oh, 5, yeah.
Yeah, 5.
I like that one. That's that's actually the one I like the most. I really enjoy that game. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Mainly because I get a dog. I'm not gonna lie. The dog makes everything in that game. The minute I got that dog, I was like, "You are my companion. I will protect you, and you will protect me."
But also like the behind the curtain controversies that Ubisoft has had as well. Like the joke that Ubisoft is basically the Catholic Church of video games. It's there for a reason because of their actions, and the very fact that there has been visibly nothing done.
Yeah.
So you have people being basically bored of the way Ubisoft make their games, and bored of. I'm basically just fed up with the fact that they have like a UI that is just cluttered to hell. They always have like collectathon missions to do, basically just to pad out the game time. And their story writing hasn't been that great recently either.
No, Star Wars Outlaws is a prime example of that. That is a boring. You know what the worst thing is? It's like it's not even like The Last of Us Part 2 where the story's like just bad.
Yeah. So
like there is bits that you can like look at into and like investigate into The Last of Us 2 and be like, well, this is why this is stupid.
Yeah.
No, it's just like these stories are just boring.
Also, the people you expected to betray you.
Yeah, they're that boring.
You know,
they're that boring. You can see
the moment
what's going to happen way before they even.
It's
like you're the guy that you're going to pretend to be my best friend, and then you're going to stab me in the back.
You are going to be this bad, but actually you turn out to be this bad. And
yeah.
I mean, the only thing I've seen the scene with Vader in it, and
no, we need to stop doing this as well. We need to stop doing this.
Vader shouldn't be in every single game, by the way.
We need to stop putting Vader in things.
I know.
You are ruining Vader's allure, because the more you put him into things,
the less
you keep having people beat him or even be at the same level as him, which means it's just like he's not cool anymore.
In Outlaw's defense, he shows, as far as I can remember from what I've watched and seen other people play and stream and all that, he shows up once. And he basically scares the crap out of the main big bad.
That's fine.
And then leaves.
That's fine.
And with the whole, like in Rogue One, where he's literally like, if you fail me again, I will kill you. There is nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Pray to God. Pray to God you do not see me again, because if you do, I am the last thing you will see. That sort of thing. And I'm like, yes, perfect, fine. That's the only thing. The only time I want Vader to be in more than that now is Jedi whatever.
The next Jedi.
The next Respawn Jedi game.
Yeah.
Because,
I'm fine with that.
Because basically, this is what I want to happen. I want Cal to die, and it to be by Vader. Because the amount of shit that Cal's done now, there is no fucking way Vader is not looking for him. There is no fucking way. So, there. But anyway, back to Ubisoft. I just don't understand how their hierarchy is thinking. Like, again, back to the Star Wars game. There was no.
You know what the other thing is? I don't even think it's not just that. It's like, so they showed off. They showed off the gameplay for Assassin's Creed Shadows and that. And our thing was like, that just seems old.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what, like, a lot of their game design now is just old. It's like people stopped doing them like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And. It's just like
we were saying, we could clearly see the animation start and end.
Yeah.
There was no flow to it. Do you know what I mean? That point we were making. I don't know where Ubisoft can go from that. I mean, this is the thing. It's Ubisoft. They have such...
This is not going to happen. But I generally do think... I think they need a new IP.
Or bring back one that they haven't used for a while.
Bring back one that they haven't used. Bring back Splinter Cell.
I was about to say, hint, hint. The Splinter Cell fan base have been begging.
Bring back bring back actual Rainbow Six.
Oh God, yes.
Normal
please.
Rainbow Six.
Please. I mean, granted, you won't, because Siege is a thing, your life service, and you will not let that die.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, Rainbow Six Siege now is in a lot... Well...
It was.
It wasn't a lot better place when it was when it launched. But
the thing is, what you got to remember about Siege, how old is Siege now?
Yeah, it's at least...
Most of the people who play Siege are like the diehards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you may get new players with, but I doubt it. You know, I think especially with for the games, I think they really need to do so. Either, like you said, bring something back, or do something new, because I think they keep doing.
And when we say do something new, we don't mean like, we'll do Far Cry but Avatar.
Yeah, no.
No, we have an actual new...
Think of something new, because I think they're just for the games. I'm not on about like the what's going on behind the scenes, because we know what's going on behind the scenes.
And
that is shit. But for their games, I think they've, like, Assassin's Creed is it's the same every time. Far Cry is the same every time. They've got the Star Wars license. Like honestly, I know that they had Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah.
Right? Beyond Good and Evil 2, sorry. Which generally looked like, this is going to be different.
Yeah.
This is going to be a bit different from Ubisoft. And then they got the Star Wars license, and then we never heard anything about
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil. And then we got the Star Wars game, and it was a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, Ubisoft by the numbers.
And I was just like,
I just do not. I just don't think. I can't personally see how they're going to get themselves out of this hole. Because I think
that's what I mean.
In order to get themselves out of this hole, they need a change of leadership.
Mm.
And I don't think Yves Guillemot will let that happen.
No.
And that's the biggest. I think literally the upper echelons of Ubisoft is the problem. They are.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's set in their ways. I don't know if it's just they're literally just completely disconnected from the reality of the market they're in, just like every other AAA game. I think to be honest, it's just worse. I think Ubisoft does. I think the senior management of Ubisoft are that disconnected, so far up their own asses, that even when something completely blows up in their face, they don't realise that it's blown up in their face.
Yeah.
I mean, how else can you explain Yves Guillemot calling Skull and Bones a quadruple A fucking, like, wake the fuck up.
I love that. I love that so much.
Wake the fuck up. It's like no one, like, how the fuck do you make a pirate game where you can't be a pirate? You can't do pirate things like burying your treasure.
Or just boarding another ship.
Boarding another ship, taking the booty, and then burying the booty. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
How do you not know? Like, who saw that and went, yes, green light that. That's good. You can't do it. You can't do that as a like. And I know the reason why they put up with that game and they kept it and then released it is because you had a fucking deal with the is it Singapore?
Singapore.
The Singapore government that would have literally taken you to fucking town if you hadn't have agreed to that fucking.
If you hadn't have released it.
I understand that, but like, I do not think there was no one in that development team that was saying, we need to add this, we need to add that, this needs to, we're supposed to be a pirate game, we need to add more piratey stuff. Like, let us, and then go, no, we don't need to add that.
Well, because Skull and Bones was originally meant to be, it was just supposed to be the boats.
Yeah.
It was meant to be, because I'm positive it was meant to be free to play. It was meant to
be
like a World of Tanks.
The initial thing was it was going to be like a World of Tanks but Pirates Age of Sail thing.
Yeah.
That was the original plan.
And the thing is, you can tell.
Yeah.
Because the boat stuff, when you're actually fighting as boats, apparently is not that bad.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's everything else. Everything else sucks.
Yeah. And
ruins it.
Because you claim it's a pirate game and it's not. It's a ship combat game.
But yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah, I think they need to do
Sid
something.
Meier's Pirates is a more piratey game than Skull and Crossbones.
Fucking Overboard is a more piratey game than.
Yes, Overboard, the PS1.
We are old. I'm just saying.
We're showing our age now, but like, look it up. Overboard. Overboard PS1. It was a top-down pirate combat game with power-ups and that. Like,
yeah. And
even that was more piratey than Skull. I don't know how Ubisoft. That worries me because if Ubisoft go under, or is overtaken or swallowed up by someone else, like Yves Guillemot is fine. The senior management of Ubisoft are fine. They will get their golden parachutes and get the. But the people at the ground floor, the people who bust their ass to try and make the games that they are told to make as good as possible, and despite absolute fucking bullshit from upper management who get paid way too much to do so fucking little, it is fucking beyond me. Like, senior management are the reason why games are too expensive, because they come out and do fucking bullshit like, I want Anthem and let's add X, Y, and Z to it. Oh, enforce this shop onto the game. Like, they're the ones who put all the bullshit in the games that we don't like.
Yes.
Senior management are the reason why Overwatch 2 is a thing.
Yes.
So, I'm worried that they're not going to suffer from Ubisoft's troubles. No, it's going to be the people that had to fucking deal with the bullshit and try and somehow make a game out of all these bullshit demands from senior management who have fuck all clue about what they're talking about. Just it's cool. It's buzzword of this month. We have to throw it into our game because it's the buzzword of this month. In heavy quotation marks.
Don't forget the experience boosters. Don't forget those. Gotta put them in.
Gotta put the experience boosters in a single player game. Like, go fuck yourself. Seriously. Put in a fucking shop for a fucking single player game. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm so glad that didn't catch on.
Yeah, and it's not time savers.
Time savers.
Here's the thing, Eve. How about I save you your time and throw you off the Eiffel Tower in Minecraft?
In Minecraft. Right, moving on after that.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Switch 2 has been revealed.
Yeah, the leaks are true. It was coming. We all know.
Yeah, we are going to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I should say, on the 4th of February.
Ooh, so more details.
There's not a lot to talk about this because they kind of just showed you what it looks like.
It literally looks like
likely we're going to get more information of like what games are coming at the Direct.
It looks like a Switch.
It just looks like a bigger Switch.
It looks like a bigger Switch. That's all we can say. I mean, the Joy-Cons have had a little bit of change to them.
Okay, so this is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping with the Switch, because I do actually still play my Switch. I do hope the Joy-Cons are a little bit more sturdier this time, because I play my Switch a lot out of the dock. So obviously the thing, and I always feel like the sticks are like super light. So I feel like I'm going woo.
You don't. Yeah, it's very. It's you don't have the level of control that you want. That you get like in a PlayStation or an
Xbox controller.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I like the fact that I do like the fact that it's bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger screen. I think they've learned from the OLED that the bigger screen is better. I think they've learned that.
Hopefully the battery will be better as well.
Hopefully, the battery's going to have to be. It's going to have to be better.
Apart from that,
I'm interested because we were always meant to get a Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
On the Switch.
Yeah. Which is in development hell.
Yeah, that's very true. But still, So does that mean it's going to come for the Switch 2 now and not the Switch?
Hopefully.
These sort of things. So I do have to, because I like Zelda, especially like the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I am quite interested in.
Are you going to be making a new?
Are you going to be making that type of Zelda game
again
for the Switch 2? Or are we going to get something?
Or is it going to be a new change?
Breath of the Wild was a new change for Zelda for the Switch. So are we going to get something new there? Much like Ocarina of Time was.
We're obviously going to get another Smash Bros, which is going to be interesting.
Well, because it's not thingy anymore. Sakurai isn't doing Smash Brothers anymore.
I know, but are you doing what you do usually, which is basically everyone that is already on Smash is coming over. I can't remember if they have ever dropped a character on Smash.
I don't think they have.
I don't think they have. And it's like, you've got an awful lot of non-your IP characters now on Smash. Like, did you do the deal where it's like, yeah, this character is now in Smash forever? I hope you have, because
I would think so.
There were people that have bought a lot of amiibos.
Not us. Of course not.
Of course not.
Us.
Of course not. We're not
planning to try and do a amiibo tournament at all. No,
not at all. Anywho, there has been some people worried about like the Joy-Con connectors being a bit flimsy.
That's what I'm worried about. To be fair, it's the only thing I'm worried about are the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, because obviously they're bigger. From the pictures we've seen, they do not like slide in like they do with.
They actually click in.
They click in.
Yeah.
And as a person that remembers growing up in the old days of the Super Nintendo, etc., those type of things where the connections were like you shove it in. If you don't get the angle right,
yeah, you can easily break them.
You can break them potentially. Like if because you basically start scraping.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, if you really do fuck up, you break the fucking thing off. And it's like, it is very, very natural for your hand movements to, when you're doing that sort of thing, to basically turn your hand, which starts adding a twist to your motion, which makes. But then again, it is Nintendo. Like, I know you complain about the Joy-Cons being very light.
Yeah.
But actual usage and
not
physicality, the like wear and tear, it is quite robust in a sense. I do want them to solve the actual like pads with their drift, because they never solved those problems. I bought 2 pads, both of them within days had drift, and I'm like, go F yourself.
The thing is, do you know what the funny thing is? I bought an unofficial one.
Yeah.
And I've never had stick drift with it.
Yeah, I wish I'd done that as well. I really do wish I'd done that as well, but anyway, that is I made my choices and they were poor.
Yeah. So we'll probably talk about the direct at the end of February.
Yeah.
Most likely. So we'll probably be watching the direct twice. Because we'll probably forget by the time.
We will most definitely. Oh, pardon me, with the yawn. We will definitely most likely, for certain, forget what was discussed. Apart from like, there's this. What is it about? I don't know. I haven't got a fucking clue.
Right. The last thing before we move on to Microsoft, Marvel Rivals is absolutely just
killing it.
It's the latest update with Mr. Fantastic and Susan Storm has, I think, even brought in more players.
Yeah.
To do with all this stuff. It's really good.
It is. It is really. A lot of people are saying it feels like a launch Overwatch, and I kind of agree with them.
Yeah.
I think.
I haven't played Ranked. I probably will never play Ranked.
Ranked is awful because there was a lot of smurfers.
I don't like playing Ranked modes.
I played Rank 3 games. First game I won, and it was actually quite decent. It was very even. I got to pull off a Magneto ultimate onto a Jeff ultimate, which saved everyone on my team. I was really proud of that. Really, absolutely great. And then the next match, I faced a Spider-Man who was clearly not new.
Yeah.
Who had clearly played the last season and was just absolutely put it this way, he was obliterating everyone so much that we couldn't get out of the spawn.
Out of the spawn.
Like, he was just... And obviously, because it's the issue of everyone wants to be DPS, I go, okay, fine. Who do we have a tank or support? And I'll go with what we don't have. And in that case, I was the only tank, so I was Magneto. And Yeah, Magneto's not dealing with a top player Spider-Man. It's just no. It just doesn't happen. It does not happen. Like, because the problem with Magneto is he is slow.
Oh yeah,
he is very slow, which is fine. That's his drawback to being ridiculously good at like blocking damage and all that sort of stuff, and the fact that his team up with Scarlet Witch is ridiculous. I still don't believe the fucking range his sword has when he does that.
Yeah.
But it's still great. So it's fine. I don't mind that. But the problem is that Spider-Man can come in, take half my health, bounce away, and before I can find someone to heal me, come back and kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just like there was me and I can't remember who the DPS, one of the DPSs were, but they were trying to desperately deal with this Spider-Man, and we just could not get anywhere near the point. And then the third match was a squash.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, I'm done. I will play this for fun on unranked because then I do not expect to have balanced teams.
I do all the season all the stuff that I have to do for like coins and that, so I can spend on the season pass. I do all that stuff versus AI. Yeah. And then I just go into normal free play when I just want to do whatever I want and mess around. And I don't even go anywhere. I do exactly what I did on Overwatch, where I went nowhere near ranked, and I just played and had fun, and I didn't give two fucks.
But you know, despite our complaints, it is really, really fun.
Like, it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. There is so much diverse character types. It's hats off to them. And the very fact that they had such a diverse character types already, and Susan Storm and Mr. Fantastic have come in and are just as unique as everyone else.
We've got Johnny Storm coming in.
Johnny Storm and Thing to come in.
There has apparently been a leak of
more
the next lot of characters, which will be Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler looks amazing. Gambit looks really
Gambit good. And Jubilee.
Yeah, Jubilee is going to be fun because I really want to see what they do with her abilities, because Jubilee can be, depending on who you listen to, can either be absolutely unbelievably broken,
yes,
in lore, or an absolutely useless.
Well, I mean, if you put her in from the X-Men cartoon, useless. Comics, on the other hand, possibly a little bit broken.
Yeah. I do want... Do you know there's a character that I want them to bring in that was, I think, first introduced in X-Men Legends?
Oh, Magma.
I would like...
You know, I like I've been saying this, I think I've said it on here, if there's a remake of any game to come, please, for the love of God, give me the X-Men Legend games. Both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2. 1 and 2 Age of Apocalypse, because those two games are just... I fucking loved those games. Those X-Men games. They are the best X-Men games. And I will die on that hill. Yeah. I will don my Space Marine armour. I will grab the banner, and I will stand in the ground. And with my brothers, I will be firing my bolt pistol to defend this hill. Marvel Rivals is just... It does feel like Overwatch at launch. This fun little game that you don't have to take too seriously. Yeah, I think Overwatch just got too serious too quickly.
It did, and I hope Marvel Rivals don't fall into that. Like, don't listen to the professionals.
Don't listen to professionals, and do not listen to TikTok.
Yeah, don't listen to the pro. Do not literally take everything the pro scene says, throw it into a grinder, and then maybe have a look and see what survives. Because the pro scene is all about maximum efficiency.
Yeah.
And the thing with maximum efficiency is, it's not fun. You need to keep Marvel Rivals being fun. And I think the changes they've the initial patch the first round of changes.
The very fact
have been okay. There's been one or two that I'm like, you've got a bit too far with this. I think they've hit Black Panther with too big of a nerf patch, nerf bat. But some of the others they've literally
they nerfed Hawkeye, which needed to be nerfed. He needed to be nerfed. He was ridiculous. He was one-shotting tanks.
Yeah.
It was tricky, like, no, come on. Like, I'm a support, and I was getting taken out by Hawkeye a lot. So I don't really mind. I'm squishy.
Yeah, you're
I'm supposed to get hit one-shotted by Hawkeye.
If you're Hawkeye with able to one-shot me in the head as a support, because most supports are a little bit smaller as well. Yeah, you deserve that one-shot head.
I'm okay
But
with
if you hit the Hulk...
If you're hitting the Hulk with and you're taking him down in two shots, like, no,
that's not on.
Come on.
Like, you basically just drop his damage.
Yeah, so Hawkeye got a nerf.
Which is
I know Widow got a buff, and Widow needed a buff.
Yeah, her ultimate is pretty bad.
Yeah,
the thing is that I don't mind her ultimate being bad because her normal toolkit, her sniper rifle, if you are accurate with it, you will just literally dominate everything.
I have been practicing with
Widow.
I'm trying to practice with her, but I've found my problem is the game is a little bit too chaotic for me to be a sniper on it.
Yeah,
and be accurate.
Punisher is fantastic.
I don't like him.
He's first, but he's
only 76.
He's only 76. He is shooty bang bang.
Yeah,
but he can, if you are accurate with him.
My DPS now is Mr. Fantastic.
My DPSs are Punisher and Widow currently. I need to check out the others.
Mr. Fantastic and
my healer is at the moment Cloak and Dagger, but I do need to look for someone else. Probably Rocket, actually. If I can actually get used to him. I have tried him, I'm just not used to him at the moment. And my DPS, my tanks are Groot and Magneto. Groot is fun. Groot's range is ridiculous. But anyway, Marvel's, it's doing really, really good because it's fun. Do you know what? Shocking.
Also, the fact that they've released more in 2 months.
They've released more. They will release more once Human Torch and Thing are out. Yeah. They'll have released more characters in 2 months than Overwatch has in an entire year.
Yeah,
4 characters.
Yeah,
and there's a part of me that's like, I hope they're not crunching their staff to do this.
Yeah,
I do hope that, because obviously with characters you need a lot of testing to make sure that they don't.
The thing is, I think.
So to make sure that they actually work.
I think a lot of the characters they've got now, they'll have already sort of implemented probably when the game came out.
Possibly. I know there's quite a bit of content that was in the beta that isn't available at the moment. I believe there's the symbiote Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
People were saying, and a couple of other skins at least. So there's clearly they've already got a backlog of stuff to bring into the game in stages.
The last leak which showed up, they showed the new Psylocke skin, and I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want that. No. There's my card.
What?
It's basically Red Riding Hood. But it looks so badass. It looks so badass, and I'm just like, I don't even play Psylocke, but you know what? I'm gonna give it a go with that skin.
It's like
Susan Storm,
Loki's
new one from the Battle Pass.
Yeah,
it's fucking sick. I'm just like, I mean,
I don't play Loki.
I literally bought the Battle Pass because I saw Rocket Raccoon's skin and Wolverine's skin, and I was like, I don't play those two. But I'm going to now because they look fucking sick.
Yeah. But also, the very fact, I know it's, going into Marvel Rivals when it was first announced, and, people were like, really? A hero shooter, which people were getting tired of.
Yeah.
And also Marvel license, which people were getting really tired of.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that they went for the comic. Because one, they have literally infinite stuff to take from.
This is the first time I've looked at like the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
That the movies I've tried to go for and I've not really liked. But this is the first time I've gone, this is going to work.
Yeah.
When they were like, yeah, it's going to have a big multiverse sort of thing, and I was like, yeah, this is going to work.
I mean,
the amount of skins that you can put in now is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. They've got infinite amount of costumes, designs, and stuff.
Not only that, and the fact that like they've been allowed to make their own skins as well, because you've got the Lunar event one that they've just brought in. You've got like have you seen the Moon Knight samurai looking one that he's got?
Yes.
Holy shit, God. That's cool.
The new Lunar New Year for Squirrel Girl. That looks really good.
That looks okay.
And it does make me think, okay, so these guys know what they're doing. They know the fan base that they are selling to. And they are they're not one-to-ones. Like, for example, the Malice outfit for Invisible Woman. It's not one-to-one. She's actually, despite what people will tell you, she's actually more clothed in that than the comic.
Yeah.
That the costume is taken from. Yes, okay, she wears boots in the comic, and she's her toes are open in display.
Yeah.
Fine. The original Malice costume made you did not have to imagine what she would look like without the costume, because there was literally just two pieces of There was two pieces of fabric and the cloak. Two pieces of fabric, cloak, helmet. That's it.
Yeah.
So she's actually more conservatively dressed. Like, there isn't a boob window. There's so.
The thing is, everybody complains that Susan Storm looks sexy,
God, yeah.
right? Have you seen Reed Richards? He's got a fucking he's got an 8-pack. I'm like, look at him.
Yeah, no, it's like, okay, so no, they're complaining about that. Have you not seen some of Thor's stuff?
Yeah, that's true. Thor as well.
Thor is a goddamn mountain of a man.
He's a very big slab of meat.
I mean. And then Namor. Just freaking Namor. Also, by the way...
Who just wears Speedos.
Yeah, also, by the way, the interactions between Sue and Namor are... The bonus needs to go to the person that wrote those lines. They're amazing. They are absolutely amazing. The person who wrote the lines for Susan with Namor and Susan with Reed are... absolutely fantastic.
The read with Namor is good as well.
Oh yeah, the read with Namor are great as well. I want more.
I am looking forward to Johnny Storm.
Oh God,
because the way he talks to everybody, and him being like the cocky side.
Johnny Storm to every single female character.
And let's be honest, he's gonna the interactions between him and the Thing.
Are going to be great.
They're going to be fantastic.
They're going to be glorious.
But yeah, Marvel Rivals has just been killing it. It's been fantastic to play. And generally fun. Although I don't know.
There is some people are complaining that there isn't enough female tanks at the moment, because I think there's only Penny.
Penny Parker, yeah, there's only Penny Parker.
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but there's She-Hulk.
Yeah, the She-Hulk that you can easily make as a tank. And there's a few of the X-Men.
Yeah.
That you could easily do as well. So it's not.
Is Storm not a Vanguard?
No.
Storm? Oh, it's not a DPS.
She's DPS. Storm is always going to be a DPS.
I thought she was a tank. I thought they made her a tank for some reason.
No, she's a DPS. She's way too squishy to be a tank.
The She-Hulk. There's. Did I say? I said She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. The She-Hulk. Rogue.
You could,
Rogue could easily be a tank.
Depending on the toolkit you give Rogue, she could be a tank, because what she can do is in melee absorb HP. But also, Rogue is a very strong character in the X-Men. So there's Rogue. Again, there's plenty of people they can take.
In all honesty, I'm actually I'm quite interested in other characters and how they're going to do them, if they do them.
Yeah.
Just characters like Juggernaut.
Oh.
Could we get a Nimrod?
Nimrod would be funny.
Nimrod would be cool.
Here's the thing, I also would like Doom. The thing is though, is that everyone has to agree to this. If you are Victor Von Doom,
you have to lose. You have to only go after Reed Richards.
Yeah, if there is a Mr. Fantastic on the opposite team, you have to focus him down to the detriment of everything else.
Yes, because that is
because
Doom.
that is Victor Von Doom. The meme, the law has to be accurate.
I could annoy most of my friends and just be like, sorry guys, they've got a Mr. Fantastic. No, don't do it. I have to. I have to. The meme must be
the canon must be
maintained. It must be maintained. How did he defeat Dr. Doom? Just mention Reed Richards. That's it. You win.
You win. God, the man is so petty that he only saved Reed Richards' daughter so that he could hold it over him for eternity. Like, dear fucking God, man. So yeah, Marvel Rivals is doing great. I think, like I say, if they not ignore the pro scene, but just
I would like to see like their take on what are the ones you remember Civil War in the comics, not the Thunderbolts. So there was they were like a team.
Oh, the New Heroes.
New Heroes, that's the one. Their take on like Speedball.
Speedball, Namor's
daughter or niece.
Niece was his
niece. The Blob.
Yeah.
Because he was I think he was like the second incarnation of the Blob. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly who it was, but he's dead.
Do you know what? do you know what they have to do also? When they introduce Daredevil, they have to also introduce Bullseye.
Yes.
Those two have to come in together. And Bullseye has to be the most egotistical asshole on the planet.
Also, he has to always miss Daredevil.
Yeah, basically,
no.
But more importantly, like basically, he has increased accuracy against everyone else, but there's a debuff against Buzz. Oh my god! That would not go well.
That would not go well, but it'd be funny.
It'd be funny as hell.
Bullseye. Why do you hate Daredevil so much? You made me miss. Really?
You made me miss.
That's it. That's it.
That is why you killed his girlfriend. Because he made you miss.
Okay, right. So moving on. We had the recently. We've just had the Microsoft Direct, which showed off a bunch of stuff.
It went okay. It was there wasn't a lot of games.
That's fine. If I'm honest, I do prefer them to be like these smaller ones. Yeah. I do prefer them like this instead of them throwing massive amounts at us.
Like us watching an hour's worth of fucking games and half of them that we won't see for another 6 to 12 months. By then we'll have forgotten about them.
Yeah, I prefer this.
Yeah, so started off with Team Ninja. Is it Team Ninja?
Team Ninja.
Ninja Gaiden 4. We are finally, after 10 years since Ninja Gaiden 3, getting a sequel.
I'm quite surprised at that, by the way.
What, that has been 10 years, or that we're getting a sequel?
That we're getting a sequel.
Yeah.
Because Ninja Gaiden 3 did not...
They went... I don't know why they went the way they did with Ninja Gaiden 3, but it didn't... They didn't land it, basically.
No.
But, you know, it's Ninja Gaiden. Like, everyone is going to enjoy... Like, the Ninja Gaiden fan base...
All it took for them was to show me a senior drop and I was sold.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
Ninja Gaiden 4, the details they showed were...
The interesting thing about this is the fact that it's Team Ninja and Platinum Games.
Yes, Platinum Games are also involved, which means the combat's going to be even, you know, dial it up even more in the ridiculousness at some points. Like, there was a lot of Metal Gear Rising sort of like feel to some of it, to like the animations and the combat, which is not a bad thing. But also they gave out the basic plot of like the fact that you are not
Ryu Hayabusa,
but probably are. So it's going to be like two perspectives, one from Ryu's, but also this new guy
who's from the rival clan,
the Raven clan. And to anyone who knows like the lore and that, the Raven clan are not nice people.
Yeah.
And have fought Ryu's clan repeatedly. So, from what we can tell, his mission is to kill Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be your mission is to kill this character, and then halfway through you're going to our character is going to realise that the actual people that he works for are actually evil, and then he's going to switch sides.
Yes.
And then
the most bog standard of bog standard.
I have watched anime. I know the plot points.
Yeah. But this is the thing. Like, for a Ninja Gaiden game, no one cares about the plot.
Yeah, nobody really cares.
It's
about
an excuse for us to do really cool, flashy ninja shit and look like a complete and utter badass while doing it. So yeah, but also like he has a lot of like blood blade magic type shit.
Yeah, he gets the when he does his stuff, he gets like the one wing.
Yeah,
sort of raven thing.
It looks pretty cool and looks pretty badass, and I'm like, yes, please sign me up. Thank you very much. I'll take 10.
Yes. Yes, it looks really cool.
It does.
The new ninja looks cool as well. He looks pretty good.
They've definitely cooked when designing the character. I mean, there's a little bit of Raiden in his aesthetic as well.
A little bit.
But I'm like, again, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
He does look. Look, all that matters is, does he look like an absolute badass?
Does he look cool?
Does he look cool?
Yes.
And the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
And again, like, also, like, there seems to be not just a dodge option, but a parry, to which you're like, yes, sign me up now, take my money. And it looks like you can... basically, the question is, can you parry it? And the answer will be always yes. You just have to be good enough.
Yes, which I will not be.
But still, you will try.
But I'm going to try.
But yeah, it looks... Early impressions is... Oh dear, my voice is going, that's not good. Early impressions is Ninja Gaiden 4 looks good.
Yes.
And that's good to know. Following that, we got the announcement for Ninja Gaiden 2 Black.
Yes.
So a remaster of Ninja Gaiden 2. And for us, that was our introduction to Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yes, please, thank you very much. I would like that game. Being made up and more spooshed and all that. And I believe it was released on that day as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So if no one, that's something for everyone to get. Ninja Gaiden 2. Ninja Gaiden 2 is amazing.
Yeah,
it's an amazing game.
It's mint.
Play it. And then get absolutely beaten to death by the normal mobs.
Yeah. It is very hard.
It is very hard. To the point where one mistake can literally end your entire run. I would not recommend anyone try that. Try a deathless permadeath run on Ninja Gaiden 2. But if you want to torture yourself, go ahead.
You put it out there now. Somebody's going to do it.
I mean, someone's going to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Following that was South of Midnight. Now, there's been a lot of discussion of South of Midnight in regards to its traversal, which I don't mind because it's only shown a little bit of it. This one, they seem to talk a little bit too much, though. There's a bunch of stuff that I would rather...
they talked about a lot of stuff that was...
It was too much detail. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, but at the same... Right, so they talked a lot about like things that, in all honesty, they could have just left and let us discover if you're going to play the game, and not really enough about the game, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's like they talk about there's different types of monsters and you have to fight them different ways, and it's like, could you not just let the player find that out?
Yeah. I think it looks good. Like I dig the art style.
The art style is great.
I think the art style is great. The traversal, I don't really know what everybody's talking about. Mainly just due to I've only seen
two clips.
What they've shown, and it's really only been 2 clips.
Yeah. And also traversal, you kind of don't get the whole feel of it until you actually play the game, despite what everyone tells you.
My main concern is just the frame rate drop that happens.
Yeah,
I can't tell if it's deliberate or it's not.
So from what I can see, and feel, and from what the game is, that what they've presented us, I believe the drops in that and like the animation frames is deliberate, because the background doesn't. You know, like when you get a frame rate drop in a game, everything drops.
Yeah,
like, but this isn't. This is more like stop motion / like Into the Spider-Verse sort of thing, or
Puss in Boots.
Probably better is Puss in Boots, where it's like it's a deliberate drop to emphasize something, or
well, that's my
because
point
in Puss in Boots the actual characters' animations drop, but the actual like background doesn't.
But my point is that it just seems to be in just really random places. That's my point. Like, they showed the scene of her walking across the bridge and her frame rate drops, and it's like, if that's deliberate,
but
why?
But also, like, I think part of the problem is that when they have two things, the drop in frame rate between the two seems to be different.
Yeah.
Like, one is dropped to like 20 and one is dropped to 15. Yeah. I don't know if that's actually what's happening, but it's what my brain is seeing. And it kind of, like, if they were all at the same frame rate, because they showed us a clip where there was the main character and someone else, and they were talking to each other, and their frame rates was the same, so it looked like it wasn't as jarring. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it's just one thing or the same frame rate for anything that the frame rate's dropping on, it doesn't stand out, and it's not as off-putting as when it looks like they're at different frame rates. Yeah. And I don't know if that's intentional or not, and I don't know if it is actually what's happening. There's just something. There's something that kind of off-putting when it happens, and unlike when you're seeing like Spider-Man or Puss in Boots, like this it stands out for the wrong reason, and your brain it's like that uncanny valley sort of thing. It's like it just feels off. Like it shouldn't be that way.
It's just the way I look at it is like okay, so they've deliberately put the frame drops in. Okay, I'm fine with that. But why? Why are the frame drops in these? If you're going to deliberately put them in,
I think there
has to be a reason to.
I think it's mostly the cutscenes. But then again, there's some that we've seen in like at the end of combat, or where she's used an ability and it does it again. It's one of those where I'm like, will it make more sense when the full game's out and you're playing it?
I'm hoping that it does.
I am hoping it does as well, but currently at the moment, the actual way they've presented the cutscenes and that kind of are. The art style is amazing. The game looks absolutely gorgeous. If you took a still frame, the problem is when those frame rate drops hit. And like I say, if they all looked like they were dropping to the same level, I don't think it would be as bad. But because, like I say, and again, they could be actually at the same level. It's just the way the animation is. Yeah. Because it looks like they're at different frame rate drops, it makes it stand out more than it really it's intended to, I think. Again, like I say, it may be when the game comes out, it will make sense. We'll just have to know. But we also have a release date, which is April 8th.
Oh yeah.
They announced it was going to be released on April 8th, so you've not got too long to wait till we find out. I hope it does well. It's a very unique style of story. It's dealing with Louisiana folklore and mythology, which is cool. Again, it's not something that often gets done in a game format. So yeah, I'm all for that. I just hope that it's like I said, the one thing that's real. Also, the combat doesn't look that like interesting at the moment.
I think
from what they've shown us.
I think it's because it just looks kind of like every other game that does that type of combat.
Yeah.
So I think it might be all right.
It might. The thing is also the game might not sell on its combat. It could be on its story and art style. So it
could be a Last of Us.
It could be. And again, like if the combat's passable, a lot of people may be able to look past it.
Look past it.
Yeah.
As long as one thing is good about it, really good about it, a lot of people will let the other things slide.
The art style is amazing.
Yeah, it looks really
got
good.
That going for it, and that can.
It's on it's on the radar.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that I'm gonna let it come out, and then I'm gonna see
the game complete,
and then make a judgment instead of being like with Assassin's Creed Shadows, where I'm not touching that with a fucking
50-foot barge ball. South of Midnight. It again, like I say, its art style is absolutely gorgeous. They've definitely cooked in regards to the setting, the way that the levels are looking and all that. It's really good. The story sounds interesting in a sense, where it's like your typical hero journey, but it's like she's not being chosen. She hasn't done anything to. She basically the very, 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 very slight plot line.
You're looking for your mum.
You're looking for your mum, but also the bayou or the swamp or the forest has basically said, yeah, you are now
our weaver.
Our weaver, our protector. You now have all these powers. Good luck. And she's like, what? Wait, what? I'm sorry, pardon, what? Excuse me? I didn't agree to that. Tough. You ain't gonna Tough, you ain't gonna choice in it. Good luck. Have fun with that.
Right.
So yeah, April 8th. For those of you that want to have a check it out, that's when it gets released. Following that was a game that looks really interesting and is back to old school, but also not back to old school. Expedition 33.
I am getting this game.
An RPG. An RPG in old school sense, where it has a world map, it has turn-based combat, but not old school in the fact that it's got rhythm game elements, and it looks fantastic. It the art style, the environments look beautiful.
The story is interesting.
Yeah, the concept, the story. They did come up with the usual. We don't want it to be a story of good meets evil, despite the fact that we're going on an expedition to defeat this painter that basically
or at least find out what the fuck's going on.
Writes a number that then everyone over that age dies, and Thanos snapped out of existence.
And it's hard to say that that's not evil.
Yeah, it's hard to say that we're not the good guys going after him. But when they explain a little more, it's more about the story is the journey, exploring more. How the motivations of why these people are doing that. It's
the game's more about the journey than it is about the destination, basically.
Yeah, which is fine. They did again. They did just like South of Midnight. Explained a little bit too much of certain things. Yeah, I would like the village of whatever the hell they're called. I would have liked to have actually discovered that in game. But it seems to be like they've got a lot more of that in the game, so it's not as
they showed off a very small portion of the skill tree.
Yeah.
Which I'm down for that. Give me a giant skill tree. The characters look really well designed. I like the uniforms, the weapons. They look bad. The characters they all look like badasses.
Yeah,
all of them look so cool. Maybe not the guy with the weird thing on his face, but
they look like badasses. But also in the cutscenes that they've shown, it does look like they are actually coming to terms with things.
That's the other thing that this one the story, considering what we've had lately. When it comes to story-wise from the AAA side anyway, this story generally feels like it's been written by somebody and not a robot.
Yeah.
And
the character interactions that they've shown seem like genuine character interactions.
Yeah,
that
I would even argue so much to be as somebody who probably writ the story. has probably gone through a bit of grief themselves.
Probably, yeah.
Because you had that interaction in the video about it's the guy and the lass were arguing about like what are we doing, what the fuck's going, and that felt real.
Yeah.
And it felt like that's what I think that felt like that's what people would say.
It does feel like a group like that is going on an expedition that they know the consequences of. Well, not the consequences, but they know, one, that if they fail, a lot of bad shit's going to happen. But also, two, everyone else has gone before them.
Yeah.
In-game haven't come back.
Yes.
Like, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, we're pretty much on a suicide mission, aren't we? Do we feel like
we're going to do this?
Like, is this fun? Is this actually going to achieve anything? Sort of thing. But also, like, coming to like, discuss, like, yeah, I used to do this sort of things with my dad. He's not with me anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, there's genuine, like, emotion and thought, and it's not, I'm this.
Yeah.
This is my defining character trait, and the only character trait that I have, and everything of my dialogue will revolve around
this one thing.
This one thing.
Dragon Age Veilguard, I'm looking at you.
I mean, Dragon Age Veilguard will look at you. Naughty Dog will looking at you.
Yeah.
Every single AAA game company, we are looking at you because that's what you fucking do. Mm-hmm. People don't kick off when it's an actual genuine character.
This was the best game of the showcase.
It is.
That's for me. I generally.
And again, like, the game looks absolutely drop down gorgeous. The combat looks really interesting. If you like your old school turn based RPGs, this is definitely I would recommend you have a look at it. And also, we got a release date. April 24th.
Yeah, and it's out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Yes.
I think the only exclusive on there was South of Midnight.
Yes, because I think Doom: The Dark Age, which is the next one, is also coming out.
That's coming on the PlayStation.
Because Microsoft have given up on the Xbox.
Pretty much.
Sorry, guys, I'm not the one saying it. It's your own fucking company.
It's true.
Your adverts are literally saying that the Xbox is not an Xbox because everything is an Xbox, and when everything's special, no one is special. Oh, that quote can fit in so many things.
Yeah.
Back when Pixar made decent movies. Anyway, it's probably not even by Pixar originally. But anyway, Doom: The Dark Age. So they've confirmed it's a prequel to Doom 2016.
I think that was.
I think people gathered it was probably that.
Yeah.
But it's now proven. It's proof, so that's fine. It's what it is. And it's going to be, from what I gather, is basically how you end up in the situation you're in Doom 2016. So how you basically get shoved into the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
So, there are pluses and minuses to what we saw. Pluses, it's Doom. It looks fucking... It's id. It's
id with their first-person shooter combat. Which arguably is still the best.
Yeah, but also graphically, the environments and the monsters and the way the guns work and the way everything moves is so fluid and smooth and gorgeous looking, and it's like, yeah, this is great. They are magicians. They will make this look absolutely gorgeous on whatever potato you have, and it will run silky smooth. Don't ask how. You don't want to know how. You do not want to know the actual deals with devils and demons they made to make this game run as smooth as it does on the potatoes you have. But there's a couple of things that they said, and I'm like, they clearly don't want people to look at it and go with Doom Eternal. They clearly said it's not like Doom Eternal.
It's not like they said that quite a few times. It's not like Doom Eternal.
And I'm like, I didn't like Doom Eternal's combat, not because of the movement. I didn't like Doom Eternal's combat because it was basically information overload.
Yeah.
Then I had to worry about my grenades, which gun I had. The fact that that's certain boss fight forced me to use a gun and an attachment that I never use. So F you. And because I just feel that as forced difficulty. It's unnatural difficulty. But there were people that liked it, and I don't think it's right to look at that combat and say it's bad, or it was just for me just too much for me to keep track of.
I think Doom Eternal it's like the chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
It's like some people are going to like it, some people don't.
Yeah.
Whereas 2016 is like the universal one. Like everybody likes
more,
2016.
Yeah, there's less things to keep track of that you have. For me, there was a lot less like having to look at the UI to figure out what the fuck I need to do.
I think I was probably the same. I felt like Doom Eternal gave me too much to do when it came to fighting, and I was just like, I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And so I kind of gave up on Eternal halfway through and just went back to 2016.
Unfortunately for Eternal, you had to be able to do everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it got
I just couldn't
really
be arsed.
frustrating.
I just couldn't be arsed with it. It was just this is not for me.
But anyway, the footage that, like, I'm of the opinion that peak Doom is when you have to stay mobile or you die. That is my opinion. People can think otherwise, and they're perfectly fine. That is their opinion. They're great. There was too much in this showcase.
Oh, well, he was just standing still.
He was just literally standing still, waiting to counter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not what really draws me in.
I am not a fan of Doom having a parry system.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
This is the thing, like for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, yes, I know nobody watches these videos, but anyway, Mr. Maxwell is literally like, if you want me to buy your game, put a parry system in. For him to say he does not think Doom should have a parry system is like that's mind blowing levels of revelation.
I don't like it. I think it's a bit silly.
Yeah, and also it's like there's a part of me like, because it's clearly like you can only parry certain things.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of the Marauders, where you could only shoot them to stun them at certain points. Yeah. To which I'm like, no, F you, don't do that. Like it, and I'm like, no, if you're gonna give me a parry system in Doom, you need to make me be able to parry everything. Because with the only difference being the difficulty and the timing for each different device and thing that is attacking you. If I'm good enough to get the timing down, I should be able to just parry everything.
I did like the big robot, because of course I did.
Yeah,
the giant robot was kind of cool. I did also like the fact that you can adjust. That they've got the menu where you can adjust
different
things.
difficulties.
So like it's a way of saying that I put it on easy without actually putting it on easy.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
It means you can make the difficulty suit to your taste.
Yeah,
which is great. That is perfect. Player choice to be able to change the difficulty of whatever thing they want. I mean, granted, 99.999% of the player base is going to take that speed and turn it all the way up to max.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's Doom. that's like, do you want to slow down Doom? I'm sorry, you insulted my mother. How? And I do like the shield in the fact that you can charge it up as a sword and fling it at things. I like that.
I don't.
And the fact that you can fling it and then like
drag
yourself.
No, right. So what I'm thinking is like, it's a shield mainly so that they don't have to, so that it can do the parry things and all.
Yeah.
That. And I think they turned it into the saw thing so
it could do more things.
Do more things. What I would have preferred, instead of having a parry system and all that sort of stuff, give him a chainsword, give him a chain axe, give him a chain anything.
Yeah.
Not a shield.
Yeah, that's actually. Here's the thing. I didn't see a chainsaw.
There's not a chainsaw.
There's not a chainsaw.
Not a chainsaw.
No. Like Doom,
Well, no, because the shield has the chain.
Yeah, I know, but like.
So
it clearly is used more often than the chainsaw was in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
But I don't think I didn't see like the ammo drops that the chainsaw was used for, which is basically I'm out of ammo. Excuse me, grub.
It did do that.
I did do that.
Yeah, I saw it. And it's the so you know when it's stuck in that the huge one, when he pulled it out, that's when it all came out.
Ah, right, I missed that. But yeah, I understand your point. And in a sense, I do agree. In some sense, I just say like I do. Like the
way people play Doom, the way you watch people play Doom, having a parry system the antithesis. Is the other
like I said,
side.
Like
you're
the parry system
to parry, you have to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like in Doom you shouldn't stop.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it's like Doom, you have to be
mobile,
always moving. Yeah. Like if you stop, that's the thing I liked about Doom 2016 and even Eternal. Like you had to keep moving. If you were stationary, you were dead, and there was nothing else. That was like the basic principle, and the very fact they've added a system that technically forces you. The thing is like I don't know if it's because it's just they were deliberately showing it off. Because it could be one of those where it's like, yeah, you can parry even at full flow momentum. Like if you just hit the parry button and he does it in time, even if he's like running, drop kicking, and halfway through the fucking swing, he can still parry that shit. Then it'll be badass, it'll be cool, and it won't be as bad. But it just feels like what they showed was that with the parry system, you were standing still, and I'm like, this is the antithesis of Doom.
Yeah.
Like even in old school Doom. Apart from Doom 3, but we don't talk about Doom 3.
I've been playing Doom 3 lately.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, it's clearly not Doom.
It's alright.
It's a horror game in Doom clothing.
Yeah, it is.
But like Doom 1, Doom 2, you had to stay mobile. You couldn't just stand there because all the monsters would kill you.
Yeah, they would.
So being mobile is the whole thing about Doom. Is like you are flying around the battlefield, blowing shit up, decapitating demons, and looking like an absolute badass, and not just there's an attack coming in, block.
Yeah.
So,
I think, as much as I've just said, I don't think it needs a parry system. I think if we see once it comes out and we see players actually playing it and they get used to it, I think we're going to see some cool parry and sort of things. Like you just said, you're going to see people moving around.
If it's just because of the way they showed it off, but you could do that shit at full momentum.
Yeah.
Like if you are bouncing around the thing and you see something come in and you just go bang, that will be badass and that'll be better. Like I won't 100% agree with it, but I will be like, yeah, okay, it deserves to be there.
The question is though, are you gonna get Dark Ages?
I might do. I don't know. That's the problem.
Personally, again, Dark Ages has for me, of what I've seen, it has the same problem as Eternal, where to me it looks like there's just a little bit too much to do.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's like information overload. It's just more of I really can't be asked to do all that.
I think for me, it's
all I want is a gun, and I just want to shoot the demons.
Yeah, it's down to whether or not they throw in a like.
They're going to.
No. What I mean is like if they throw in this boss, these monsters, you have to shoot them in the head to kill them, no matter what.
Yeah, they're going.
No matter what gun. And I'm like, you don't do that. That you didn't do that in 2016. They were challenges in 2016. You could choose not to do them if you weren't good enough. I'm not good enough. Do not force me in my shooty bang bang game, which involves me flying around at 100 miles an hour to land headshots. Because it ain't happening, Chief. It ain't happening. But yeah, apart from like the thing, the nitpicky stuff that we've had, and the parry system, which again, like I say, it could be something that is a non-thing.
Yeah.
If
I do think that it's more the showcases. I don't think they showed the parry off well.
I think if they'd been out, if they because every time they showed the parry, the player who or whatever was showing it, the Doomslayer would stop, stand there, then bring up the shield to parry at the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, again, that's like, don't. Now, if, like I say, if they can get the whole, if it's one of those where it's like a grade A, like, top tier Doom player can pull that shit off, full momentum, full mid-flight,
I think
without having to stop, then my concerns about the power system is mostly basically gone.
I think it's going to be like that,
and I hope it is like that. But again, the showcase showed, we can only go off what we've been shown, and the showcase showed us Doom guy having to stop, stand there, wait for the attack. And I'm like, this is, well, fucking everyone else is shooting you.
Yeah.
Like, why? Who thought this was a good idea? Like,
it looks cool though.
Graphically, like, again, art style, again, they've knocked it out of the park. It looks gorgeous. It looked absolutely amazing.
It was a good Microsoft Direct.
It was.
It was a very good one.
Also, we got the release date, May 15th.
May 15th, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
so put
cool.
that in your calendar. All in all, I would say it was all right.
It was good.
It was good. It was a good presentation. The games looked, like I say, even though we have some concerns with certain games, it was a very well presented presentation.
There wasn't a bad game there.
Yeah. Right. There's nothing that we could point at and laugh and go, why are you doing this? This is stupid.
Like the state of plays.
Like the state of plays. So, you know, Microsoft are doing one thing, right? The problem is that they are not. They are slowly transitioning into a publisher.
I think they're going to become a publisher.
They are slowly transitioning. Xbox is slowly transitioning into a publisher.
I think what they want to do is, I think the reason why PlayStation are getting Microsoft games now, right? Because if you don't know, Halo and Gears of War are going to be coming over to the PlayStation at some point.
Yeah.
At least the Halo Master Chief Collection and at least the first Gears of War trilogy.
Yeah.
Of what I've heard. I have every reason to believe that this is true. Because it's Microsoft and it does not surprise me.
At which point they go, why are you even bothering making a console?
I think what Microsoft are going to do is they're going to try and make a play and get Nintendo games on the Game Pass and Sony games on the Game Pass. But if you say you've got an Xbox and you've got the Game Pass, you can't buy God of War on its own.
No.
You'll only get the Sony games on Game Pass.
Yeah, possibly. Which would be
same with the Nintendo.
Which would be the douchiest of douchebaggery.
And we also know what they'll do is they'll have another tier for that.
Yeah.
You'll have the COD tier, which is what you've got now, which is the top tier. And then you're going to have the multi-tier, which will be the one that gives you Sony games, Nintendo games, and everything else.
Yeah.
That's what I think will come.
Yeah, possibly. And I'd like to say, no, they wouldn't be that stupid, but yeah, it's Microsoft. They would be. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's even the better thing. They'll introduce that tier, but the PC version, the PC Game Pass won't, because it'll be one price for everything.
Yeah,
because that's the thing. Like, to everyone who has an Xbox console, why are you not absolutely fuming that there is the PC Game Pass that is less than what you're paying?
Like way less,
and yet is getting more than what you're getting. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, hey, hang on, how does that... Wait, hold on. Isn't making everything digital supposed to make things cheaper?
That's because everybody who plays Xbox is an idiot. And doesn't pay attention.
Well, you know, everyone who's playing Xbox...
Well, you know what, actually, that's a bit harsh. They're not all idiots.
Most of them.
Just the ones on YouTube are.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones who championed monopolization. How's that working out for you?
The ones who are perfectly Oh, that's what we didn't talk about. Sony becoming majority shareholders of
There we go, we can talk about
that. Right, okay, very quickly, because this has gone on for a bit. Sony did not acquire all of... I fucking just said
the company that is the parent company to
FromSoft, which everybody was like, no, Sony, don't buy it, because you'll exclusify all that. Like, shut up, you fucking idiots. Anyway, no, but they are the majority shareholder of the company now, which, by all intents and purposes, at least talking to employees now, this is either propaganda of them basically going, no, everything's fine.
Also, their employees. No, but also their employees.
They don't want to lose their job.
Exactly.
So, like,
there was
take
this
with a little pinch of salt. But of what reading online and some news, that the employees are actually quite happy that Sony have done this.
I mean, considering...
Most likely due to the fact that because they get to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
Because the company was not doing very well, and hence why Sony was able to come in. And
I mean, a lot of it was a lot of scandals regarding the CEO.
Yes.
And the problem was that they're just like Ubisoft. Actually, their share price was dropping because of all the scandals. And
the thing is, the what we said when this first came out still stands.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get a voice in this anymore.
No.
Microsoft bought Activision.
Yes.
You all dance in the street.
Yeah.
We don't get to say anything anymore.
Anyone who is happy and pushed and agreed to Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard cannot complain about Sony acquiring a majority shareholder in this company which owns FromSoft.
Yeah.
You can't. You have no leg to stand on. You agree that this sort of thing is acceptable. That bigger companies can obtain smaller companies, or they can have a monopoly. Monopolies are fine. You agree to this. These are like, nothing happens in a bubble. There was never going to be no consequences to Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. That was never going to happen. And what's probably going to happen now is that Microsoft, because their gamble on Game Pass has backfired on them so badly, and the fact that they've spent $69 billion obtaining a company whose IPs are in the gutter, are now going to have to sell the vast majority of their IPs on other platforms. So in a sense, what you've actually done is killed Xbox.
Yes.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
But
so, to put it bluntly, if it means that the people working at the company
keep their jobs,
and they are not taken advantage of and in 6 months thrown into the gutter, then fine. Am I happy with it? No. I do not think bigger companies obtaining a larger and larger share of the IPs in the gaming industry is a good thing. You just have to look at the legions of IPs that Sony, EA, Microsoft, Ubisoft, Take-Two have. The mountain of dead IPs that they have, that they sit on and they do nothing, and they will never do anything with, and then turn around to anyone who dares make something similar and slap them with a fucking cease and desist because it's their IP. They get to choose what to do with it when they are doing fuck all with it. It is terrible. It's a terrible cycle of fucking bullshit, and it's why the market is shrinking to these little less and less variety in games from the AAA game industry. I mean, you just have to look at EA. Dead Space Remake came out. It's phenomenal. Fantastic.
It did really well.
Did amazing. Sold bucket loads for what it is, which is a horror game. Not good enough.
Yeah. Still not good enough.
Still not good enough.
You have not learned your lesson, have you?
Activision, fucking Crash Bandicoot 4, Crash in Time comes out. It's About Time. Comes out. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. Fucking sells bucket loads. Activision Blizzard, not good enough. Get into the Call of Duty mines.
Yeah.
Make slop until we get an AI to make the slop for you, and then we'll fire you.
Yeah, pretty much. Work on Warzone. That dog shit game.
That absolutely.
No, don't even work on Warzone. Just make a skin for people to buy in the shop for Warzone.
Make a skin of Ariana Grande because we're a serious military shooter. I'm sorry,
Nicki Minaj.
No one can turn to me and say Call of Duty is a serious military shooter anymore. No one, because I can just turn around and go, oh, is that why the MXG1 Gundam is flying around killing people with a laser rifle? It's a serious military shooter, right? Clearly, that's why fucking Alucard is going around with his fucking twin pistols, blowing people off. Because it's a serious military shooter. No, it's Fortnite. It's a poor man's Fortnite now.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, I didn't want to end on a rant because the Xbox thing was actually
good.
really good.
It was good.
Sony acquiring majority shareholder. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is.
No, it was going to happen. It was going to happen.
Sony's not going to just let fucking Activision Blizzard be acquired by Microsoft and not do something in retaliation. This is fucking Sony. They're only in the They're only in the console market because of pettiness over Nintendo. Like, do people not understand the company they're dealing with?
But yeah.
But anyway, plus side, Microsoft Showcase was great. They showed really good. I do like to put the caveat that the vast majority of those games are coming to PlayStation as well, despite what people are shouting about.
Yeah, everybody's going on about how Microsoft are coming back, you know.
Yeah.
But those games are coming to PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh, Microsoft is coming back. You mean Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out on PlayStation 5? Ninja Gaiden 2 Black coming out on PlayStation 5. Expedition 33 coming out on PlayStation 5. Doom the Dark Age coming out on PlayStation 5. South of Midnight, and that's the one we have the biggest concerns about.
Yeah.
Like, I hope South of Midnight does come out and do as well. Because if it doesn't, and it's and bombs,
the thing is, South of Midnight, it looks like a niche. It looks like one of those niche games.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be a. It's not a fucking seller. It's not going to sell you consoles.
No. Well, Microsoft don't want consoles.
Oh, Game Pass. It's not going to sell you Game Pass. Doom might do.
But also, like I say, it's on PlayStation.
It's on PlayStation. I'm just going to buy it on PlayStation.
Anyway.
Okay.
But the games look. But again, the games do look good.
It's nice to actually watch a Microsoft direct thing and be pleasant and be surprised and enjoy it.
Yeah, and also not be bombarded by 20,000 odd games that we will forget, and two, also come out with a statement and us go, what the fuck are you talking about, Phil Spencer?
Yeah. At least I'm not talking about Phil Spencer and his. Some of the stupidest shit that he says. Anyway, we'll end it on that. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.